Right, hello everybody, my pupils from the schools and some of my private pupils as well, and obviously the pupils that are having online lessons at the moment. I'm going to split this lesson into two groups. We're going to start with the classical guitar, and we've mainly been looking at the initial grade. I know there's some later grades as well, but they know what they're doing. But here we go then. The new piece for a few of you has been Pirates, and I've deliberately picked that piece because, wait for it, we've got A minor again. All right, seems to be a big A minor feel. Well, it is the relative of C major, because keys have relative minors, relative majors, but that's for another time. But basically, it's got that feel about it. And this piece does have a bit of a, you can hear Pirates in it. You can see the sails, all the sort of flags going, and all right there, parties and all of this. So anyway, I'm going to play it to you, and this is how it goes. That vibrato, I think one of you two noticed. Anyway, did you notice in there the dynamics? The forte, the crescendo at the end of the third line there, building it back up, that quiet section towards the end of the second line, piano, P, F, forte, loud at the beginning, and a ritorando at the end, gradually slowing down, which I don't think I did. So it would go. You can imagine that played with more players. Anyway, so that's the Pirates piece. I need to check as well, some of you have shown an interest, and it came from La Colombina, and it was basically about trying to identify notes, you know, not relying on them being wrote in, trying to use these valuable lessons that we've got at the moment to actually detail note ident. So yeah, La Colombina, again, it uses the A minor scale. I'm A minor arpeggio, and also with that, it goes throughout the piece, and you can spot these patterns through the piece as well. So yes, Colombina, we did the notes on the lines, we did the notes in the spaces. Some of you have had that sent to you, and some clever technology, even having it printed off or via email and to go on and be able to look at it on other devices and things. But that's worked quite well, very well indeed. Even posting music as well, so it's great. Anyway, let's move on. Are you still watching the other videos? I hope you are, because obviously I'm not going to cover the same things in each video. But really, if you just hold on there, I'll just hold that up so that some of you can just see who haven't had it sent. But that's the notes on the lines and the spaces. So you've got F-A-C-E, which is face. Obviously G would sit up there. And then you've got E, G, B, D, F, which are the notes on the lines. Okay, so this is all good, valuable note ident. Also, we've had a high A, which looks like a flying saucer that sits up there. So perhaps those of you can play this video over and over again to notice that. The other thing we've been looking at is improvisation. Part of the exam's improvisation. And we've looked at the A minor pentatonic. Again, I've talked about that in other videos. And also the other style, the pop and rock, which I am now going to move on to. Okay, so for the pop and rockers, and also the classical players, they can have a go at any of these things. It's just to keep us all going. And as I say, I'm just hoping the pupils I haven't got at the minute are homing in, or at least they'll have even tried typing my name in, and they might have managed to get on or spread the word. Simple as that. Now then, so basically, I hope you're still, with the Poppin' Rockers, I hope you're still choosing a song, obviously with parents' permission, off Googling or YouTube, a song that you like, and trying to sort of look at the chords and see out of your chord family sheet how they match up and that. You know, there's a lot of songs use a similar type of chord progression. You know, there's all that going on. And I say that going on because it's the way it is. Anyway, also, have you been also spotting chords and looking at the LCM sheets that we've been doing? Now, I say sheets, we've been working through a few chord progressions to practice that. Some of them use some nice chords, major sevenths, minor sevenths, obviously majors and minors and that. And we've also looked at a song as well, House the Rising Sun, in the past. But what I want to look at is part of a great piece. I'm just having a little, practice. We can't stop ourselves, can we, when we've got the guitars? Okay, so we're going to look at Mission Impossible. Now, some of you, and a particular school, they'll know who they are, we've looked at an easier version of it. Now, I say easier, not in a diminutive way. I just mean an easier version at that stage. But let's look at the harder version. Now, I used to demo for Yamaha music schools and teach for Yamaha music schools quite a few moons ago, and it was brilliant, actually, brilliant. Well, anyway, one of the demo pieces I used to put together was Mission Impossible, because you'd be demoing a kind of fancy unit that created effects. But I'm going to do it on a bog standard, handmade in Barcelona. I'm just doing it on an acoustic guitar, this classical guitar, because all of you have got these guitars, and we need to know that we can do it on here. So it starts like this. So we'll just look at that bit. So what it does is it starts on the 9th fret on the 4th string. Notice, here we go again, I'm in a position. Always think of the guitar. Practice your scales that you've got. You know, the pentatonic I mentioned for the more advanced players. If you move it up, keep the same 4 frets, a finger of fret in a 4 fret span. That's why it's a position. This is so important in guitar playing. There's so many players refuse to use the right fingers, and it's obviously, as a classically trained player, it's very frustrating, but they still make some good music, I have to say, and probably play far faster lead riffs than I play, but that's in that style. Now, so it's starting with the 3rd finger on the 5th string, 9th fret, so it's... Now see what I did there? I went 7, 9, 7. So I'm going right, and then I go back to that 9th fret on the 5th string, still on the 5th string, 7, 8. So if I join that together, obviously, if you're using a plectrum, as usual, because I've used my fingers that much, there's never a plectrum, but there is one over there, but I'm not going to go and get it. Valuable memory space. So here we go. few times, right? Now, I was in 7th position. If I said 9th, I apologise. I'm in 7th position. And you can see a little exercise you can do is just go 7, 8, 9, 10. Same on the next string, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next string, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next string. It's almost like a little chromatic. And come back down again. Right, now here's the next bit. Good old power chord. We talked about those in a lesson, didn't we? Right, now a lot of you, I'm saying a lot of you, it's always a problem. You see, people see these players play and they naturally make it look easy. And it can be quite unfair to the beginner and that. So you can use just one finger if you want, but please try and get that diagonal shape. We have talked about it in another lesson. Okay, now that's a good view of the neck there. So I'm going 2nd fret, so 2nd position. Remember your thumb should always be in line at the positioned fret that it needs to be in. And I say that, and I'm even doing that sign, because when your thumb's behind the back of the neck, it's always in line with that fret. Okay, so you go twice here. Now it's nice and sharp and sporty, right? Then it goes to fret 5, right? Then it goes to fret 7. So it's, if you abbreviate it, it's 2, 2, 5, 7, then 2, 2, now 0. Now look what I do with that. Because I want to keep minimum movement going, even with piano chords, gosh, with power chords, right? I'm sliding my finger, I'm using, see, I've gone from fret 7, from fret 2, and that just does that. Pretend there is a fret there. That's what I say to people. Instead of doing that and having to switch, it just makes it smoother. So this is what I've got then. So I've got, and then fret 1. So it's 2, 2, 0, 1. A bit like the Pink Panther thing there. Anyway, now then, so I'll run through that. So here we go. And you know what's coming after that? And I'll play it. I'll do that again. Yeah, and then there's a bit of chromaticism in there as well. The word chromaticism is always great for suspense in films. Absolutely love film music. I'm not going to go through the composers, but there's the absolute classic composers and there's the modern day composers that use a lot of technology. And it's so clever, the small intervals that create that suspense. We needn't say any more than good old Shark there. Yep. Now then, so, although we'll not be getting near any of them at the minute. Now then, so, the next bit, I'll just show you briefly, because we'll go into it in the next lesson. On the first string, it's fret 10. Now, he's still in 7th position, so it's 10, 7, jump over to the 2nd string, 7th fret, then again, 10, 7, 6th fret on the 2nd string. Notice how I'm doing that. See how I'm staying with that 10th fret. Then it's 10, 7, 5. Now watch this. We briefly go to 3rd position. Sorry. Like that. See, so you get ta-dam. So fret 3, slide to 5. Okay? So it's... And then the next bit, you're here now. So around 3rd position. So it's 3rd fret on the 2nd string, come over with the 2nd finger on the 4th fret, and then you'll reach up to the, whoops, itchy eye, to the 7th fret on the 1st string, so look at that. And then the same again, fret 3 on 2nd string, 4 on 3rd string, and then get nearer. Notice that you're creating that chromaticism, a suspense feel. Right, and then there's the last one, so you've got the same again. Notice that's repetition, lots of repetition in music. There's fret 5 on the first string, and then you go. Oh, I'll do that bit again. Sorry, it's not many things happening. So you're going to go fret 5 to 4 fast. Da-dam. Look at that. Da-dam. Right? Now, obviously, and then at the last little bit, which we will have to go into, because I'm looking at my clock and not really for memory space. So, there. And then it goes on, but we'll talk about that next time a little bit in a bit more detail. Anyway, you know it's the end of the lesson, because when I do that, it's time to go. Anyway, we will continue this next week. It's a great piece, and it's actually got me moving. I've had a morning's teaching, and it's got me moving there, and that's great. Anyway, look after yourselves, and hopefully if we get the word spread a little bit about these lessons, people will be able to get the message across. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please as well, please leave a comment. I'm putting quite a lot of material down on YouTube, and I've got 1 or 2 or 3 people that are really giving some nice comments, and it's the same with the Facebook as well. I wish it would be nice if people would actually maybe just leave a message, you know, obviously nothing awful, but you know, it's always nice to know that people are taking it in. Okay, look after yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Okay, there we go.